baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric. We have a kind of crazy story today as two key guys from the MLB Network have actually been barred over the vaccine. It doesn't mean that they can't appear on the network, but they can only appear remotely. One of them is Hall of Famer John Smoltz, and the other is Leiter. Both, big parts of MLB Network, both very good analysts, although, some would disagree, some agree. I actually enjoy John Smoltz for the most part, but he will not be allowed to appear on MLB Network from its New York studios because he's not vaccinated against COVID-19. This is really crazy, causing a lot of controversy, a lot of conversations, or arguments, I should say, instead of conversations over on Twitter and other social media outlets. And I'll let you know my opinion, although, obviously anything that has been, and I believe this is basically politicized, and anything that's been politicized is tough to talk about because everyone just gets outraged. If you're not on their side, there's one side and there's another side, and that's it. Everyone takes their stakes, they hit them into the ground, they make sure that they're nice and tight, and they are not budging from that position no matter what. And that's why politics F's up everything. You can't have a civil conversation. If I say great job by MLB Network, keeping people safe, this is what they need to do, need to mandate that vaccine, someone's going to say, you piece of shit, libtard, mother effer, so you don't like freedom. Or if I say, they really shouldn't be mandating vaccines, it's a non-medical company right here, he should be able to make his own decision, that's between him and his doctor. You're going to say, so you want everyone to die, you mother effing Trumper. And that's why it's so tough to talk about these things. So I'm going to give my opinion here, but first I want to get through this story and talk about some of the reactions here. But yeah, MLB Network did institute a vaccine mandate for all employees starting today, September 1st. And Smoltz, who will serve as an analyst for the network, will continue to appear remotely along with former Met and Yankee Leiter. So they will still appear on, it's not like they're being fired. They will still appear on the network. But I just don't know. When can they come back to the network? I don't know. What if they never get the vaccine? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. I mean, you would think that they would eventually have to return, right? So I don't know. Smoltz 54 has garnered praise since he got into broadcasting during the 2008 postseason. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's all right. He's a pretty good broadcaster. I do enjoy him on MLB Network. Expected to call a division series game on site in October, and he's the lead analyst on Fox's coverage of Major League Baseball. We know about his accolades. We know that he's Hall of Famer, great career. He was also a closer for a while, and just amazing with the Braves, a little bit with the Red Sox. And John Smoltz, freaking epic. I mean, he's amazing. He's also a great a golfer as well, participating in some PGA golf events. So yeah, I mean, definitely John Smoltz is the real deal as far as his pitching career, and he seems to be a very intelligent, pretty good analyst as well. If we jump on a Twitter, Leiter, John Smoltz won't appear on MLB Network studios after refusing vaccine. Okay. And let the wars begin. Imagine losing your job over a free vaccine, and then here comes the fight. Imagine taking a vaccine that doesn't work. Here this guy is showing here his results here. Be better, right? Wasn't going to take long before we see that famous Twitter little comment. I actually hate that comment. That is so annoying. I find it condescending. Be better. F off. But anyway, it has nothing to do with what he's saying here. I'm just saying I don't like that phrase. Smoltz is such a disappointing person. Why are people against getting the vaccine? I really don't get it. And, back and forth. Why do people want freedom of choice? I really don't get it. And it's pretty much all politicized. 99%. You can check out these guys' profile. You can tell from their comment which side of the political spectrum they're on. And that's the problem to me. Ultimately, if we just go with facts, there's nothing inherently wrong with a vaccine. In fact, we all had vaccines. Babies get vaccine. You got to get vaccinated. You got to get your hepatitis B, your DTaP, which is like several in one. You got to get your, obviously, flu shot. And, then growing up, you get other ones. I know when I was in the Army, they shot me up with everything. I didn't even know what they were giving me. And is that comfortable? No, it wasn't comfortable, but I had no choice. And, turned out fine. Sometimes I would get sick. I have gotten sick from the flu shot in the past, but obviously it didn't kill me or I wouldn't be here right now. So I don't have any issue with vaccines in general. Like, of course not. And, this big pandemic we had, of course we're going to develop a vaccine. So, by no means am I a anti-vaxxer. However, if anyone's going to mandate a vaccine, I would think it would be medical professionals, hospitals. I find it kind of weird that MLB Network saying, oh no, you have to get the vaccine to work here. I don't totally agree with that. Not against vaccines, not against this vaccine or whichever, company, whatever. I know there's different options for it, but no, not against it at all. But if somebody doesn't want it for whatever reason, between them and their doctor, they say, they'd rather not take the vaccine. When it's a vaccine against COVID-19, which is a terrible virus, right? It has killed people, lots of people. But we're not talking about the virus from the movie Outbreak that just, kills everyone. If you have a case like that, you wouldn't have this controversy. People would be lining up for the vaccine. Give me the damn vaccine, because if you get this virus, you are probably going to die. That is a whole different ballgame. That's not really the case here. I mean, guys come down with it, but Alex Wood just come down with it. I don't see anybody, really scared for Alex Wood's life, because we know he's going to be fine. So because of that, and because of the fact that the vaccines are relatively new, just recently, one of them I think got FDA approved, but overall, I just find it crazy for a company to say you have to take this vaccine, you have to get this shot if a person is uncomfortable or not ready to get the shot. I just find it crazy that a non-medical company can say, no, you have to get it or you can't work here no more. Now they are still letting him work there remotely, at least that. They're not firing him. They're not saying you can't work no more because you don't agree with our decision that you got to get the vaccine. And I just hear lots of arguments, about this thing. It's just insane. Ultimately, again, I have absolutely no problem with the vaccine. If you want to get it, I think that, I encourage people, go ahead. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to say, dude, get the vaccine. You need to get the vaccine. I would never tell somebody that. That's between them and their doctor and their own personal decision. If you want to, go ahead. If you don't. I'm not a professional. How can I, which people doesn't stop anyone else who's not a professional, doesn't know what they're talking about, but how can I come out and say, you better get it. You better get it. That's just not my style. Hey, you get it if you want. If you don't. But for whatever reason, MLB Network is saying you have to have the vaccine. If you don't, then you can't work here. But they're letting him work remotely. If they had fired him, I think that would have been just a massive problem. But no, they didn't fire him. I'm just curious to know what's going to go on, in the future as far as how he's going to come back. When is he going to be able to come back? Terrence says, that's no big loss. You can easily replace them. I'm seeing this comment a lot down here, too. You can't just easily replace anybody. These people are there for a reason. I see, I heard someone say, baseball announcers are easily replaceable. Don't say that to Giants fans, because we know that's not the case. Kruk and Kipe, easily replaceable, and it'll just be pretty much the same. Absolutely the F not. So we don't need to hear that crap. But anyway, this guy, they just chose not to. Absolutely ridiculous. This guy's so dumb on their part. Get vaccinated, if not for yourself, but for your friends, family members, even strangers they can encounter and pass on COVID who are at high risk. Yeah, okay, fine. But they have their own reasons. We don't know their medical history. We don't know their reasoning. Something else I wanted to mention. Just because they're the experts in their field doesn't mean they're perfect. We've seen it so many times. Even companies as big as Major League Baseball, companies, huge movie studios who just don't give a F, who just screw up, who do just crazy things. ESPN broadcasting that high school that wasn't even like a real high school. Did you guys hear that story? I'll put it up on the screen. I didn't really get too much into the story. I kind of glanced at it, but it's just crazy. So just because they're the experts and we're the pawns, the little people, doesn't necessarily mean that we just have to just dive into whatever they say, because they can be wrong at times. So I definitely understand hesitancy of going and getting a shot. That makes perfect sense to me. And it's still early. It's been a while now. There's been people who've gotten the vaccine. People are not dropping dead from it. I mean, obviously it's probably fine. But if somebody wants to not get it right now, I think that should be okay. I don't think their company should require them to get it, especially a company like MLB Network. That's just my opinion. I know you guys are going to disagree with that. And let me know in the comments, because I don't have a flag staked down in the ground and I say, I'm not moving from this position. I'm a person who is fluid in my opinions and I can change my mind. I don't have a political side that I just stick to no matter what. In fact, if you heard all of my opinions on the different political issues, you wouldn't know what the hell party are you. These three issues, you're over here. These three issues, you're over here. Because all I care about is the issue. I don't have just this political party that just tells me what to believe, and that's what I believe. I think that's stupid. So, obviously, this is, I don't think it's the end of the world, because, again, they can still work there remotely. I'm curious when they'll be able to come back, but it's not like they got fired. That'd be a whole different discussion. So, y'all have a great day. Let me know what you think of this down below. We can talk about it. Educate me if you know something. I don't know if I've said something wrong here. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. We'll talk to you next time. See ya.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.